What's up, guys? Good morning. How's everyone doing today? I got a couple videos I want to show and talk about this chick again. This chick right here. This is the mayor of Dalton, Tiffany Henyard. I've made a couple videos on her before. For the most part, nobody's really following this story on BitChute because it's kind of a local thing around here. It's about it's Dalton is maybe like a 4-hour drive from where I'm at, and we used to live in Rockford. And this kind of hit home because it's around Rockford's like right by that area. It's about an hour and a half away from it. So it kind of hit home, and when I started seeing this, the stuff that this bitch is doing, right? I'll give you an example. So here is, where is it at here? Here is an example of what she did. Right here. Hold on.
Here's a clip I haven't played in a while, but at a village town hall meeting, she wanted taxpayers to pay their taxes. So to get her point across, she's going to play Rihanna's song, Bitch Better Have My Money, and telling taxpayers to pay their taxes. Here it is.
And I'm looking for that Rihanna. That's what I'm looking for. This is what they told me to tell y'all right here. Every single resident. Pay me what you owe me. Thank you, DJ.
Now, dude, the cringe in that, he's going to go over some other things that she did. But it's coming to a head now, and I got another video right here where you're going to see some of the stuff that they're doing to supposedly stop her. But let me just like, it's hard for me to like put this in. This has been going on for like almost 2 years now, and I've been trying to tell people, especially people that I know in this area, almost to the point where, you know, I was on a vacation, I wanted to go somewhere, I was going to go up here and talk during one of these meetings and tell them that they're all being played. Supposedly the FBI is there auditing her. Supposedly, you're going to see that these people right here, they all know about this, right? They all know about this. And there's been plenty of times, I type in the comments, why isn't she arrested? You know, all this stuff. I'm thinking, you know, and people respond with, they're doing their investigation. They can't arrest them during the investigation. Bullshit, dude. There's been mayors that have been arrested and then they continue their investigation so that nothing happens. I've been telling everyone, especially in the comments here, I've said stuff like, that this is their plan, right? This is what they're trying to do. There's no way you can, you know, get through to these people. I don't even know why I typed the comments, but there's been, God, man, there's so many videos I want to show you. But she has put plants in there during the meetings, so the plant would come and talk good about her. Those people have been called out. There's been people that look like they're on our side. This guy named Jedediah Brown, who looked like he was doing good research. He's reporting on it. And then right in the middle of it, I did a video on this. Right in the middle of it, he stops what he's saying and he says, now is your time, points at him, and then it's like a WWE match. They start, like, they're about to start fighting. This chaos, this craziness, and knowing that these guys, the FBI or whoever, the police, so the police chief, right? The police chief, it just got indicted for fraud, 4 counts of fraud. He lied on his taxes. He received over 300 hours in overtime when he's not even supposed to get overtime. So they fired him. This guy still goes to work. They took his truck away. They locked the doors on him. her went and changed the locks. The mayor and him went and changed the locks. How is this shit even going on, right? And they all know about it. What I'm about to show you is the governor of Chicago, I think, or the governor of that area. This is the lady who works for the government who gives Tiffany Henyard the money. She's going to stop giving her money. If you and they're going to ask the question, why hasn't she been arrested yet? It's because this is their plan. They're doing this all over the United States. This is just the one that's getting the most views, I guess. I think that they're using these Democratic mayors to bankrupt cities so that when shit hits the fan, there'll be no money to do anything. I think they're bankrupting everything, right? Let's check this out. So let's just watch this and listen.
Today, the state's chief financial officer makes it clear to Dalton officials.
Until I see those reports properly filed the way the law says they have to be, and until we see them show accountability for how they're spending taxpayer money, they will not see another penny of those offsets.
Governor, are you monitoring what's going on in Dalton and Thornton Township and leadership there? Are you concerned?
Okay, so this is who I was talking about. Governor of Illinois, Pritzker, okay? They're going to ask him, you know what's going on. Are you going to do anything about it? And listen to what he says. And after you hear what he says, you're going to know everything you need to know.
Taxpayers seem very worried. There's chaos at meetings. What can be done? Could you play a role in stepping in some way? What's your take on the situation?
So I've looked at that question, whether the state should and can play a role. The federal authorities, as you may know, are involved and investigating. I've read that. I think that's a public piece of information. There is an investigation that's been called for, and now I know there was a veto that was overridden that will now allow that investigation to go forward with former.
All right, the veto he's talking about is this. The trustees wanted to hire Lori Lightfoot to. I mean, that right there should show you everything. Beetlejuice, they're getting all these characters, right? They're getting all these characters. So them getting Beetlejuice was vetoed. The mayor said, "Oh no, you're not going to hire someone to look in on me. I'm going to veto it." So now that it's vetoed, now it can go through. So that just wasted some more time, right? And he said the FBI is looking into it. Now let's see what they're going to do. They're asking him, the governor of Illinois, to stop her. And he said, even if we can do something. You can go fire her. You can go arrest her. She's committing crimes, okay?
Mayor Lori Lightfoot in charge of that. I think that those are two pretty good authorities for looking into this, investigating it, and getting to the truth.
And the state, when you look into it?
We'll support them. Well, we looked at whether we ought to put resources, whether it's state police and their
Listen, they're $6 million in debt now, the town. They were $8 million above before she became mayor. They were $8 million above. Now they're $6 million in debt. Now, he says, let's go back.
That whether we ought to
put resources in that might overstep. There hasn't been anything done. There's been nothing. The FBI is dragging their feet. Nothing has been done, right? These people are retarded to believe that this isn't the plan. This is the plan. You know, those people when they go to these meetings, like, they don't get it, man. This is all a show. It's all a show. And if you were to show them that, it's so hard to explain. Let's continue.
Put resources, whether it's state police and their anti-corruption efforts, or asking the Attorney General.
You have a police chief who has been fired. Go to the police building, and him and the mayor change the locks so that other police officers can't get into the building. There's a mutiny going on. I'll show you. I don't know how to spell mutiny, but let's see here. Mutiny police. Okay. I probably spelled it wrong. Maybe not. So there is cops. Dalton cop says Henyard Police Committee violated the law. Dalton indicted police chief banned from village property. This was 4 days ago. You see what I mean? He got banned, and she tried to rehire him back as someone else. This is some shit that you could easily, these are things that you could easily look up and say, this is a law that's being broken. She can be arrested. And you know damn well, if it was me or you, we would have been under the fucking jail. Right? Under the fucking jail. Let's continue with this madness.
The reality is that there are already two pretty significant investigations going on, and so we'll support them in every way that we can, but it's really just a matter of, do you want everybody...
Look at his duping delight. Look at his duping delight. There's already 2 investigations going on. Well, they're not doing anything. They're not doing anything, right? What is some... Somebody should... If they would have done some real reporting, they would have said, hey, arrest her and can finish the investigation. I've been arrested, and there's been a new stuff come out about me, and I've been charged with that after the fact, so I know they can do it.
Running over each other in those investigations, or do you want, two concerted efforts toward getting the facts?
So the state comptroller, the governor, and the attorney general of the state of Illinois are calling out the supermayor for her obvious corruption. So why hasn't she been arrested yet?
See?
Let's talk about it. Dalton, Illinois, population 20,000 people, home of the supermayor Tiffany Henyard. Now, Tiffany Henyard is really, really bad.
All right, so I'm going to get to the next part here. So you're going to listen to this lady right here. She's going to talk about, this is the person who's in charge of the money that she's spending, okay? She's blowing money. And I'm going to even show you how you'll see. Just this is what the lady who's giving the money is saying. And this is after 2 years of this going on.
Update you on the new events that are happening. I want to wake up and say, hey, this town hasn't provided any financial statements, especially audited financial statements.
She won't give them the records. So the FBI has asked 3 times in the last 2 years for her spending records, and she just won't give it to them. Isn't that a fucking crime right there? What happens if the IRS came and said, hey, we want to audit you, and we just tell them kick rocks, right? We're getting arrested.
Statements. So why do we keep giving them money if we don't know how they're spending taxpayer money? So the state comptroller, the number 1 financial person in the state, has finally come out and given an interview calling out Dalton. Here is that clip.
Today, the state's chief financial officer makes it clear to Dalton officials.
Until I see those reports properly filed the way the law says they have to be, and until we see them show accountability for how they're spending taxpayer money, they will not see another penny of those offsets.
Illinois comptrollers.
Why the fuck didn't you do that in the beginning when everybody came to you 2 years ago and told you that she was doing that? Why did you wait till they were $8,000, $8 million in debt, right? She's lied about a charity. She's been on the night news, straight bold-faced lying. And what I believe is, this is one of their, you know how they introduce a character? I think she's going to play a role later on down the line. Maybe they give her some sort of, what's that one bitch? Jen Psaki, right? She was the person that what's it called? The speaker for Biden, right? What Jean Cron Pierre is right now. And then she became a news anchor, or a propaganda pusher, more like it. And this is what they do. They put these characters, this is her introduction. Okay? There's people wearing shirts saying you're going to jail to their meetings. Why hasn't this bitch stopped the money? Why didn't she wait longer, right? Okay? Now look, here's Roland Martin. She went on here and straight boldface lied to him, and this guy basically swept up for her until he got called out and was forced to say something, right? Because this is what they have to do. Our world is fucked, guys. Think of this, right? Our world is fucked, where in the business model of everything is fuck you, pay me. I'm getting over on you somehow. Crab in a barrel mentality. Some bullshit.
Roland Martin is someone who only sees race. Any issue he sees race. Black good, white bad, black good, everything else bad. That's Roland Martin. Matter of fact, here is Roland Martin selling his entertainment network. Check this out.
Covering us. Invest in black-owned media. Your dollars matter. We don't have to keep asking them to cover our stuff. So please support us in what we do, folks.
So as you can see, Roland Martin is all about race. It's about black people covering black stories. It's not about the stories themselves or the importance of the story. It's all about the color of the person's skin who's covering a story. Okay, so now you know who Roland Martin is and where he's coming from. Now, when this Tiffany Henyard story started going national, places like Fox News and a lot of conservative media started making fun of the story because it's a crazy story. But Roland saw white people making fun of this black woman doing her thing. And that's the way he absorbed what was happening in the media. So Tiffany Henyard, who doesn't do interviews, went on Roland Martin's show to do an interview. Why? Because she knew it was going to be a softball interview. She can play the race card, and he was going to eat that up, which he did. Here is Tiffany Henyard telling him about her foundation, the Tiffany Cares Foundation. And she's going to straight up just lie to him and tell him she has nothing to do with the foundation. Check it out.
When you look at how...
Hold on. Keep in mind, guys... I'll go back so that you can hear this whole thing. Keep in mind that the night news in Dalton has covered this, said that they all are lying, bold-faced lying, and the news there is actually getting awarded with awards and grants because of how good they're reporting on this. Well, if they're reporting so good on this story, because they're the ones that got the FBI down there, why the fuck haven't they arrested her? So let me get this straight, right? What happens if they wait until she blows everything and something happens? Because there's already been people that have died from the police chief has bullied people, beat people up, killed people. He's on fucking video with this person he locked up, this fat black lady he locked up. She was trying to hang herself in the cell, and he's on tape telling the other police officer, don't try to stop her. She's just going to choke herself out, pass out, and wake up. Which she did. She passed out and woke up, and they didn't do anything to him. It was on video. This is how they know that they're showing you they're going to do what they want to do. Now think of this. All this stuff goes down, and then at the very end, when all this shit is done, then they arrest her. What was the point of that? They're not going to get that money back, right? They could arrest her now and stop a lot of this shit from happening, but they won't because this is what they want. The whole point of the FBI being there is just to make you think that they're doing something. So let's finish this.
Tell him she has nothing to do with the foundation. Check it out.
When you look at how you're being framed, you are being called crazy, deranged, saying that you are stealing funds. You also you have a charity that from the Attorney General's office. I understand they sent a cease and desist letter to your foundation.
I don't know nothing about that. I'm not crazy. I'm not
You have
deranged.
Tiffany Henyard Cares, your foundation. So the Attorney General's office hasn't reached out to you regarding your foundation?
So I want to set the record straight. I don't have a foundation. I am a supporter of anybody that's struggling with cancer. My mom had breast cancer, and I'm always push anybody that has that. If someone uses my name to push their charity, or if you say this is Tiffany T-shirt, people gonna buy it. Because right now I'm considered what? Clickbait. People make money off of my name by views. So you just
So
say my
you
name.
don't have a, you say you don't have a
I
foundation.
don't. I do not. And that's
Okay.
why I said.
Think of how stupid that response was. And this guy just fucking bought it up and sold it, right? He bottled it up and sold it until everybody called him out. Think of how dumb this bitch is, dude. Okay, in a world where copyright infringement, in a world where IP theft is a major thing, she says, I don't... And think of this, too. She says, you know how people just take famous people's names and you slap your face on it and say, I'm for that. That's not me. And how she talks, right? Nobody who is doing anything right and trying to positively change the world is going to act or talk like this. This is another Donald Trump. This is another character. Like it's all fake character shit, man. Whenever she's got that wig just like Donald Trump's got the hair and the orange face. She's got her wig and her politricks. That's her famous saying is politricks and alizations. She doesn't know how to speak. I'm telling you, this is an act. Think of that, right? Think of that. Somebody used my name, and this is something that you can easily look up. Her fucking signature is on it. And they've even audited it, right? They've audited, this was old. This is about a year old. They've audited her Tiffany Cares Act, and they found out that she used $10,000 of public funds, like the taxpayers' money, which is illegal, and the FBI knows about it, so why didn't they arrest her for that, right? Think of that, right? So that's just part of it. So I'm going to get off this one, and let's go here, because I'm going to show you how they try to trick her. And this is maybe part of the show, but so Lori Lightfoot did come out with her report, and she showed all of the spending that her administration is doing, and it's ridiculous. There's over $1 million for Amazon, when the city of Dalton doesn't even have an Amazon account. And the thing is there's about 5 different credit cards, okay? There's about 5 different credit cards. The last administration only had 1. Now, her name is not on any of the credit cards, and that's how, supposedly, how they can't get her, is because none of the transactions actually link back to her. But if they're doing bad or faulty transactions, why don't they go after the person that did do it, right? So she appointed managers and appointees to spend for her. She would tell them how to spend it, and they would spend it. So why don't they go after the people that spent it, shake them up to tell on her? Somebody spent the money. Somebody's name is attached to that paper trail. Go after them. But that's not even something they thought of, right? So what you're gonna see here is the trustees try to go back to one credit card and link it to her. And listen to the stupid shit she says to try to get out of it. This is good, guys. Watch this.
Why y'all ain't never got nothing to say? Y'all don't want to make the ordinances up. Y'all want to educate the people on what y'all want to do, what y'all trying to do. Anything?
Yes.
All right, go ahead.
Yeah, this one, I mean, I could read the sentence again, but I mean, just overall, we're just, look, we need to put some safeguards in place to regulate what's spent on the credit cards. I mean, it's, I can't put it simpler than that. Now, it was discussed last time that there may be some back and forth. We're open to that. But it's imperative that we get this passed. If you want to come forward with some amendments or to make some changes, we can do that. But it's imperative we get this passed tonight.
All right. So for the record, you guys know that I'm totally against how you guys structure this. I said this at the prior meeting, that's why I did not pass. You guys did call the vote and it died because you guys are just writing things and didn't ask anybody their opinion. As it relates to laws, us as the board are supposed to discuss it, come up with a...
Keep in mind how she talks, man. Now you're gonna see here, she just said that you already voted for this and it died. It didn't fail, it died, guys. And then they're just gonna kind of say, fuck you, we're pushing it through, and these guys are gonna start clapping. Look, they actually call her out, man. This is crazy.
A plan and execute it. You guys have not included the body in its entirety, nor did you include the staff. They are the ones that do the spending. They are the ones that do the operation as relates to the day-to-day. You guys put things in there like $1,000. Each of their departments spend more than $1,000 on lunches for the seniors, on youth and family.
All right, so I'll put it back. I'm gonna do a lot of play-by-play here. So look, she just said that you guys only allowed this person and this person, the ones who do the day-to-day, $1,000 a day. They spend way more than that. What if they need a computer? A computer's $5,000. That's what she says. A computer is $5,000. Get your ghetto ass out of here. There's no fucking computer. I get that they would buy but dude, you can get a really good one for $1,000, right? You can get a really good one for 600. And you know it's all, oh my god, dude. And what does she care, right? This is how you know that she's spending the money for her. Because when somebody gets mad about money that has nothing to do with them, that's how you know there's some foul play going on. It's always wondered, like, when cops get mad that, like, you took money or you did something, that money that they recover, it's not going to them. So what the fuck do they care about it for? You get what I'm saying? So it makes you wonder if there's something, if they're stealing it or what, dude. So, okay, let's go back here and just listen to this craziness.
Operation as relates to the day-to-day. You guys put things in there like $1,000. Each of their departments spend more than $1,000 on lunches for the seniors, on youth and family programs. We told y'all this at the last meeting, and we're telling you this again. I am not for how you guys drew this or...
This is how she tries to get away with this. She just... None of this stuff she's saying is relevant or... What's the word? Intelligent. She's just saying stuff fast so that and she's gonna look at this person right here. This person used to be her vote. Like, all these people would vote and then she would vote with her and they would win. She must have been flipped, because she'll be looking at her telling her, what do you say? What do you say? Are you gonna vote this down? And she doesn't. Let's go.
And I'm not for having a credit card. You guys wrote my name here. Do not add my name in something that I do not agree with. So for those that don't know and ain't read this, they added my name to get a card. I do not want a credit card. I do not deal with money. I don't deal with anything.
Okay, I will play it through after this. I just gotta say this. She found out that they linked her name to the credit card. Did you hear that? I have nothing to do with the money. I don't want my name on this, and that's going to be the reoccurring thing. That's all I wanted you guys to hear. Now listen to the rest of it. I will shut the fuck up, because now that you know what they're doing, they're trying to link her to one credit card so that anything that is spent will have a paper trail linked to her, and watch her squirm.
That I did not even agree to, trustees. So you should amend that. I don't even know why y'all made an amendment and added me in this. So please remove supervisor from this ordinance. And I think you guys should replace it, as we told you before, with a manager. I told y'all that, because the managers are the ones that buy for their departments. So I don't work here every day as it relates to in no one's department. So I wouldn't know if they needed some food.
She's trying to say that she wouldn't know what she needed if she was the one on the card. She's not here every day, guys, so she can't be the one on the card. She says that you should put it to a manager so that the manager knows what to do and spend it. Well, first off, why don't they go after the manager then, right? Why don't they arrest the manager, because they're the ones that are doing the spending, right? Because that's who was doing it before. She would tell the managers what to do, what to spend, how much money to take, where to put it, and then she'd be able to get it that way. Why the fuck didn't they go after that guy to squeeze him, right?
For a senior. All they will do is go buy what they need for their department. Once again, this is the purpose of a budget. If you have a budget, you telling them what they can spend within their department. And all of them produce receipts. Every single department does. People that didn't produce receipts no longer work for Orange Township. So let's be crystal clear about that. But please remove my name from this, because I'm not for this. Whoever made this amendment, and I was told that Trustee Kerman made this amendment, and I'm not for it. So remove supervisor from here. I see y'all put the finance director on here, and then you put supervisor with the finance director. So let's strike that now. Ain't no past this with my name, so no to that. And then I see that you guys strike $1,000.
They have to vote for it. You see how she's saying no to that? Well, they have to vote on it. And even when they all vote for it, she's gonna fucking say, I don't care what you guys vote. I'm not doing it. You're not doing this to me. That right there, someone should, the police department should arrest her right there. Just for saying something stupid.
Dollars to put $10,000 only in a case of emergencies. Again, Tony department, which is all of them basically, he spent more than that off of if a truck or a bus breakdown. So do IT, which Robert Hunt explained that to you. Our computers, our servers, things go down. Cost $5,000 for just one computer. So
it costs $5,000 for just one computer. They set the minimum balance at $1,000, and she's tripping. Now think of this. See, more money, more problems, right? The more money you spend, the more lavish lifestyle you have, the more bills you got. She's not gonna have that money. Now, this is what makes me think, like, maybe what she's doing is real, and they're just letting her do this, and there's like stipulations to it, like if you get caught, you'll get a light sentence, but they gotta make it look real, right? The fact that she's squirming makes me think there's a little bit of realness to this. But how can you walk around and just constantly keep lying like nothing's happening when you have all of these facts that you can just easily prove? They can tell who's spending the money. Lori Lightfoot showed the bills that were being spent, right? They showed it. So whose name was that on? Why didn't they go after the person who spent the money? You see what I mean? Like, it's not really hard to see it.
So I'm saying that you guys, because you so much attacking supervisors, that y'all not thinking about the overall picture. And I told y'all should talk to the staff before making a law that don't make sense for the staff on a day-to-day operation. You have to.
She's calling it a law. She's saying before y'all make a law and put my name on it. She's that dumb. This isn't a fucking law. It's a proposal. I don't even know what these words are, right? How the fuck did they put this dumbass bitch in there? And think of this, right? They've already recalled her in the beginning. Here's how they're supposed to do it, because this is hard to explain, and keep in mind, the trustees put this system in place. There was a different system where all you had to do was recall the mayor, get enough votes, and she'd be recalled. But they put a system in where you have to put it on the ballot that you want to recall her, wait 6 months, get the votes, recall her. I don't know why they would do that, but these trustees set that up. They did the vote, they didn't wait the 6 months, and they just tried to recall her right there. It failed. The recall went through, but she appealed it, and won the appeal, and now they have to wait another year to try to do the recall. These trustees put that system in there, and they didn't think to follow it the right way. That shows you it was just a wasting time effect. They need to get to the election. They need to do, you know what I mean? That's the main plan. Distract people. This is a big distraction, guys. This has like all of Illinois watching, okay? And there's like one of these mayors all over the place in Illinois, and there's one in Atlanta, there's one in Cincinnati. They're all over the place, and this same thing is going on in the other places. Let's continue. I need to get going here.
Understand how they operate daily in their needs, not just making laws and then now it does not work. Now how you accept, you made a rule, a law that they can't abide by because their operation needs more than what you wrote as a law. So talk to the staff. I think we should go back to the drawing board or adjust to amend right here, right now, or go back to the drawing board. One of the two you should do, but do not, please remove me from this. I'm not for that ordinance. So y'all will make an amendment?
Motion to approve.
Listen to how childish this bitch is. She's like, you can either go back to the drawing board or we can amend this right now. We can just take my name off this right now. Then she crosses her arms. She's like, okay, so we gonna do this now? Like, dude, what the fuck? We can see what you're doing.
Ordinance 24-006 as.
Okay, well, I motion to amend that, take supervisor off, like I just said. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all want y'all way. I'm adding in this laws, because I don't want a credit card. So I'm making a motion that we amend this ordinance as relates to a supervisor having anything to do with credit card. Is there a second?
She's like, I don't want anything to do with the credit card. This is checkmate, man. You can tell what the fuck she's doing now. Just from her pushing back on this proves she's guilty.
For my motion.
I have something to say based on.
Okay, wait a minute, hold on, let me amend this first.
No, it's discussion for the first motion.
Well, I'm trumping the motion first, so I can trump the motion. Do I have a second? Okay, it's a motion and a second to trump their motion. So you got it, it's myself and Darlene.
Did you hear that? This lady wanted to talk, and she said, we're not talking right now. And she's like, well, this is about the motion. And she said, okay, well, I'm going to motion to veto it or to not do it. And then I guess she went along with it, so it's her and her versus the rest of them. And they're not going to win. Watch.
Okay, we always on that. So now what you got to say? Now discussion. Remove supervisor. Now go ahead.
Okay, so they did request that there be an additional part because the original ordinance did only have the finance director, Robert Hunt, listed. And according to my knowledge, I know the previous administration for 29 years only had one credit card, and they were able to successfully handle township business with that one credit card. And I know that there are a lot of things going on, a lot of spending, a lot of questions that sometimes don't get answered. But one thing I will say is I know the supervisor is bonded, so anything she does is protected under that bond. So I think that it is her responsibility to make sure she knows what's going on with the money. It's her responsibility to have a credit card.
Okay, that was big. She is not on her side now. What she just said is, I want to do this because the mayor is the only one that's bonded, which means if something happens, she's insured. Okay? So that makes it look like this is all a good idea. And she also stated the fact that before this administration, they only had one credit card, and that one credit card only had one name on it, and they did it for 29 years. Now listen to her fucking excuses. I think there's a lot more, but listen to her excuses on what she says on why they need multiple credit cards.
Again, the previous administration had one credit card for 29 years, and I think that, moving forward, we have to figure out some things. And again, like Trustee Gonzalez said, we're open to receiving any amendments via email, and we'll look at it and discuss it as a board and do what's best for township as a whole moving forward.
All right, so that be crystal clear. The township did have a credit card, one credit card for 29 years. And y'all had a lot of theft going on here in township. So let's be crystal clear about that. So
Did you hear that? Did you hear that shit? And they even laughed at her. Did you fucking hear that? She said the village did have only one credit card, and there was a lot of theft going on, and you're not going to be able to tell who's stealing. What the fuck are you talking about? She thinks they need more credit cards because with more credit cards, you'll be able to track the people easier. Now think of how stupid that is. The less cards, the easier to track. The less names, the easier to track. By putting your name on the credit card and making it so that nobody else can spend it, puts it all on you, and we know this. I don't know why they didn't say that to her.
y'all got all that going on. Number 2, if y'all pay attention to how anybody operation runs, every department here has a card because they are responsible for transparency. If you give one card to one person, you don't know who got it, who spent on it, what receipt at. You don't want one card. Right now, we can go and look up, hey, Carmen was in Walmart today and she bought a TV. You can literally point out where somebody's at and who swiped that card because that name goes to that person's card. That's why you want every single department to have their own card so that now they're accountable for their spending. We're not doing one credit card. There's no accountability for one credit card. And that's not how operations work. And as it relates to the finance director, we said this at the last meeting. Why would we give the finance director a card? That is not his job to run to the store and buy stuff for anybody. That is the department head's job. As it relates, that's how y'all don't know. There was listen. As it relates to finances, that boy has a whole degree. He's supposed to basically go and check and make sure that the finances are in order. That's it. That's it. That's how he checks. And he don't supposed to go to the store and buy stuff. That's what the department head is supposed to do for their department. So everybody loses sight of the why for credit cards, the convenience for the credit card for a department. It has nothing to do with the finance director having it. It has nothing to do with nobody else being it besides the department head to have it to basically account for their spending for their department. If you go check any of our City Authority Township, you will see anybody have a car, what they spent it on, it got their name back, and they should have receipts for anything that they have spent. So I just want to point that out. So
She just told on herself right there. She just said that we need these people to have multiple cards because then you can just go and look them up. And if you need to know what they did, their name's attached to it. Well, that's what they're trying to do to you. And she notices it.
All this talk about, we just gonna make this a law. No, we're not. So we're gonna...
It's not a law, you ignorant bitch.
Remove supervisor, you can replace that with a manager. I don't care who you pick really for the manager. It could have been
She doesn't care who you pick. Then pick you.
Tony from right there. It could be anybody, but pick one person other than supervisor for the department head. And we should have had this discussion before. I'm tired of them getting up here saying, send y'all an email. I'm not sending you no emails. I told you this at the last meeting, and I'm verbally telling y'all again. Don't add me in nothing because I got nothing to do with the day-to-day as relates to their departments. They are responsible for their departments. They don't pay me for their departments. My advice, again, is to go speak to them and ask them their opinion of what it means.
Ask them, guys. Ask them. She's literally telling her that everybody here their scheme, and they're not. Why can't they call it out? Why can't they call it out? Are you that dumb? It's part of the plan. This is what I'm trying to say. She's telling everyone her scheme. I don't want to be linked to any of this because this is how I get away with it.
Each department. Before you guys put a law together or something you know nothing about, meaning they need more than what you wrote in here.
Before you guys put a law together that you know nothing about. They clearly know something because you're squirming, bitch.
And IT alone. That alone means more than what you wrote. But you guys wouldn't know that. Even when they was getting all this spyware and all these issues, they needed a lot more than what you wrote. And y'all know that because they told y'all about it. So my advice again is to amend this ordinance.
Look at her
and
go.
make
Look
sure
at her
it makes
flapping
sense
that
for the
wig back and
needs of the
forth.
township,
She's
and not what the
spooked, I
board of
think.
trustees
I don't
want
know.
it to say. You have to go with the needs, and that's the department heads. So it's a motion and second on the floor to remove supervisor from this ordinance.
She's trying to motion to get them to remove supervisor. And this guy right here, I think, is the guy that's just going to be like, nope, we're just going to vote.
Replace it with a manager, not me, and we'll go from there.
All right.
All right.
Trustee Gonzalez?
No.
Trustee Jones? Trustee Carlisle? Trustee Gray Everett? Supervisor Henry?
What the fuck is that? Is she wearing a hijab so that... I think this is the one that's on her side. And she's yelling at her because she didn't vote the way she wanted her to.
Motion failed.
Now listen to this. She's going to say, I don't care if it failed. I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it, y'all.
All right, to let y'all know how this is gonna work. I'm not taking no credit card. I don't care what y'all vote for in here. I've never seen no mess like this ever in my life. If somebody sitting here trying to make...
She says she's not doing it. How can't they arrest her for that? Right? Like, dude, that's she's not doing it the right way. Can't they arrest her for that, for just being retarded?
Somebody take the card. That's sickening in itself. So just so y'all clear, managers will have cards to do the day-to-day application. Y'all can write whatever law you want. I'm telling you what it is for a fact. And then y'all know that. So you can vote on however you want. I just told y'all to put my name in something, but you still did. Please remove me from this ordinance once again in relation to credit cards.
There's still a motion and second on the floor to approve.
Okay, so this guy just said there's still a motion on the floor to approve it. And this guy here, she tried to say, and this is her lawyer, which is supposed to be the whole town's lawyer, right? But she's using him for her. This is their guys' lawyer, is this dude over here. They had to get their own lawyer that she tried to, like, stop from happening. So that's a whole nother thing right there. But her lawyer is telling Lil Wayne here that your shit just failed. So we need to proceed.
All right, so y'all wanna amend that? They can say no all they want. I don't listen to them. I do not.
Did you hear that? Dude, these are your public servants. These are your public fucking servants. I don't listen to them. Y'all can say that all you want. I don't listen to them.
Not listen to them. No, I do not.
You know what would stop this? Is if one of these fucking... Look, they want black on black crime so much. Why don't one of you guys get up and just chop that fucking head off? Just take that bitch's head off right then and there. And this would be over with. Yeah, you'll probably go to jail, dude, but you just took one for the team. I mean, you guys will shoot each other for dumber reasons, right?
That is fact. Let y'all know right now. I don't care what y'all write on that. I don't care what you write. I'm telling you, I'm not taking no cards. So if you guys are still trying to make me take a card, make that make sense. Why we debate?
I can't stand it when people use make that make sense the wrong way. You ain't gonna let me you're not gonna make me, the mayor of the town, take charge of the town by taking control of the finances which are being spent frivolously, but I ain't gonna do that. You're trying to politricks me with these allegations? Like, Jesus fucking Christ.
Don't tell y'all I don't want a car. Barbie, oh no, guys, give me a minute. Stop. This is my life. Stop.
Wow. I'm speechless.
Carmen, Jerry, and Chris, please this ordinance? Are you guys gonna take me off this?
If she doesn't do what they say, if she don't do what they say, I don't do what they say, then why are you trying to get them to take you off the list? You're not going to do it.
Ordinance. Y'all just stuck in y'all way. If I'm telling y'all I don't want something, you're gonna vote and tell me that I gotta get a cell phone. Trustee Jerry, you just gonna vote and say I don't get a cell phone? Why? What's your why? What's your why? What you mean you don't have a why? You gotta have a why. Why? You gotta have a why. But that's what I'm talking about. Y'all just up here voting blindly or giving them a vote, you don't got a why. So why did you have me in the ordinance, trustee? Why? Hold on, trustee. I make that motion, something clear. It ain't about how to take it. If I'm telling you up front, in front of the people, that I don't want a car, why would you put me in this?
Motion, call the vote.
I'm telling you. So why? What's the why, trustee Jerry? Trustee Jerry,
Motion to call the vote.
oh no, it's discussion. And you know what I mean. That's fine. We're having discussion. I want to answer to my question of why. Why do I have to answer to why I'm not getting the car? Trustee, why would you vote on something someone saying they do not want? Make that make sense to me. And you telling me you don't have a why. You don't have a why for why you're voting to give me a card and I'm telling you I don't want? How you put me in a law and I'm telling you I don't want to be part of any of.
I would say that the cat is let out of the bag on what the trustees are trying to do now, right? I would say by this time, anyone that could know in the whatever audience would know, and these guys obviously would know. Why doesn't somebody put her in her place and say, look, the reason why you're saying you don't want to be put on that card is because then you're responsible for the card. By doing that, we will see who spends what, even though they can fucking look it up. Lori Lightfoot just did it. There's a name put to that credit card, right? Why don't they go after that person? I don't know. But by telling her that I think they think that they don't want to say something because they don't want to let the cat out the bag, but they already did pretty much. Tell her, hey, by putting you on this, it'll keep you in check. If you say you're not doing what you're doing and you got the receipts, then everything should be kosher, right? But pretty much that's what it is. I got to get going. I have an interview. This is what it is, guys. They're bankrupt in these towns, and this is how they're doing it with a great distraction right there. None of these people are worried about voting right now. Not that I'm not a voter, you know what I mean. But they're worried about this, and it's a distraction. All right, peace out.